Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to make a trap beat on SOUNDTRAP for free. Okay, so the first thing that I usually do for trap beats is start out with a piano and just drag in some notes until I find something catchy to start my beat. Also, I'm going to make the BPM 150, which is around what most trap beats are. And to make it easier for you guys, I'm going to set it to A minor, so all the notes are going to be the white keys on the piano. So since I'm in A minor, I'm going to start by playing that in the A note, which is the tonic note of the scale. And yeah, I'll be back when I have something that I like. Okay, so I adjusted the melody, added some bass notes, and this is what I have so far. So I'm just going to add some reverb to it to spice up the sound. And now that I have this piano, I think I'm going to add a top line to add more variety to the melody. Alright, so I just skipped ahead for you guys. So now that I've had the top melody down, I'm going to add in some strings to add more texture to the overall melody. Okay, I'm going to add one last strings just to get more of the sound spectrum for the lower notes. In this case, you can actually use an A flat, even though it's not part of the key. There's some music theory involved, but I won't explain it. Okay, so I just copied the violin melody I just made onto a choir. Okay, before I export the melody, I'm gonna actually take the top line, the top lead, and I'm gonna add more variety to it by adjusting it and add more notes, so that way it's not so repetitive. So I'm done adjusting that. So now I'm gonna copy the top line or cut it, and then I'm gonna paste it into a new piano. So that way I can add effects only to the top line and not the whole entire piano. So I'm just gonna add more reverb and try not to make the piano sharp. Okay, now that I have the melody finished, I'm gonna space it out, copy it all. And now that I have it all arranged, I'm gonna merge all the tracks together, and that's gonna merge it all into one sample or MP3 that I'm gonna use. I'm actually gonna pitch it down by probably like 3 semitones. So I'm gonna make a copy of the track just so I have the original sample, and now I'm gonna pitch down the melody I have by 3 semitones. Okay. Now that it's pitched down, it sounds like this. I'm gonna start adding in the drums now, since we have our sample. So I'm gonna start just finding different instruments, claps, kicks, snares that would fit with the beat. Okay, so if you have a free account on SOUNDTRAP, what I would recommend is typing in one shots on the search bar, and that will have lots of good sounds to use. Okay. So I have my kick, my snare, my clap, so now I'm gonna add in some hi-hats. For now, I'm just gonna add in basic 2-step hi-hats, but later on I'm gonna add some hi-hat rolls to make it more interesting. Yeah, so pretty basic drums so far, but you each have to trust the process, and it's gonna sound a lot better. Okay, so I'm gonna add in my snare now. There, I got the snare right. So I actually ended up switching the snare for a different sound. So I changed the sound of the snare. Okay. Now that we have all of that, I'm actually gonna layer a snare with the clap. Okay, now I'm gonna be adding in an 808. Usually I like to use the heavy 808, which is this one, or the TET 808. I'm gonna use the TET 808 for this beat. So I'm gonna start with the root note, which it used to be A, but I pitched it down 3, so 1, 2, 3, G flat. And then I'm gonna put it on the 1 of the first measure and the second beat of the other measure. So I'll be back once I have 808 pattern that I like. So now it's time to add some hi-hat rolls. So I start out by selecting all of the hi-hats, shortening them so I have more room. Put in hi-hat rolls, and what you can do on SOUNDTRAP is lower the velocity so it rolls the hi-hats, which is what I'm doing right here. Okay, so I'm just speeding it up. Okay, so I'm just gonna be adding hi-hat rolls in here. Now that I'm done with the hi-hats, I'm gonna start adding in the open hats. And then what I just did there is I added a hi-hat with 0 velocity right afterwards, so that way the hi-hat doesn't ring or play for too long. Because when you put another hi-hat afterwards, it stops the noise, which is a trick that you can use. Okay, so the drums are almost finished. I'm gonna add some final touches, and then we can start arranging the beat. Copy all of the drums and then paste it a couple times so that okay, so I've been adjusting the melody by making an intro and adding reverb on it. But now for the intro, I'm gonna add a sub bass. A sub bass that I usually use is called clean sub. So I'm just gonna add the bass notes of the chords into the intro, and after I do that, I'm also gonna probably add some drums to lead up into the hook. Okay, the bass sounds good now. Yep. So I'm gonna copy and paste sounding pretty good so far. I'm probably gonna add a rest after these 8 bars. So right here I'm gonna take out the 808 for a couple measures, and then I'm gonna add it back in, and then also take out the kick. hi-hats in the clap for the intro. And I've been playing around with the melody, and I might keep it like this. And then, yeah, I can always add in the piano. Now the melody is a lot more simple, and most of the time simpler melodies are better. Now that I'm done with the beat, here's what the final beat sounds like. Thanks guys for watching. I hope this tutorial helped, and make sure to share the video and subscribe. See ya.